that was demand. We did substitute goods, we did kinds of demands, right? And I have also mentioned few pictures, like I have prepared my own notes, and then I have mentioned and shared those pictures with you, and I hope that was clear to you. Now we'll continue with that same topic. Now in this video what I'll do is that I'll tell you few things which are related to that topic only, but they are a little in elaborated form, right? In the last video we did market demand and we did individual demand. So what individual demand and market demand means is that I told you in the last video also that individual demand means demand of a single person or demand of a single household, whereas market means combination of all those households or combination of all those single people's demand, right? Single person's demand plus single person's demand plus and so, that was market demand, and only single demand or only single household demand was your individual demand. Now moving on to the curves. Now we have certain curves in that topic only. We have certain curves, that is like individual curve, okay, that is we have individual curve, okay, individual market demand curve, sorry, individual demand curve. Now what is individual demand curve? Now see, individual demand curve shows you demand of an individual person on a curve form. On a curve form means that this will be your curve. This is going to be your OX axis, right? And this line will be your OY axis. Now this line OX axis will always show you quantity demanded, and the OY axis is always going to show you prices, right? Now supposingly prices of mangoes are 50, okay, are 50, and the demand for the mangoes is 100, right? So this point will be your individual demand curve, right? This point is going to be your individual demand curve. Like I explained you that this is your OX axis, right? This is your OX axis and this is your OY axis. The OX axis will always show you quantity. The OX axis will always show you quantity, and the OY axis will always show you price. Price of any product, price of any commodity, price of any goods and services. Now, prices of mangoes, I have taken prices of mangoes. Prices of mangoes was 50. Now the demand was 100, right? Now this point that you are seeing over here, this point will be your individual demand curve, correct? If I move further, if I move to market demand, okay, if I move to market demand, then market demand curve will be combination of individual demand curves. So this is again your OX axis, OY axis. On 50 you have 1, 2 and 3, right? So this is the combination, this is the combination, and over here you have quantity demanded, right? So this is what? This is your market demand curve, right? So what is demand, individual demand curve? Single household curves showing on the graph is your individual demand curve, and combination or set of individual demand curves is your market demand curve. So this is clear to you, I think, and I hope so it is clear to you. Next, we'll start with law of demand, and this is very important topic, okay? Now see, is a law, and this law says that this is a law and it cannot be changed, it cannot be altered. Now, this is a law and this law says that there is an indirect relationship between price and demand. Okay, this law says, it says indirect, okay, or inverse relation. Okay, it says it has indirect or inverse relation between what? Between price and demand. Okay, how can we denote it as that? When price increases, demand decreases. Okay, when price increases, demand decreases, and when price decreases, demand increases. Right? So this is the law. This is the law. What it is? That it is what does the law says? Law says that there is indirect or inverse relationship between price and demand. Now, how we will denote it as that when prices increases, demand decreases, and when prices decreases, demand increases. So this is inverse relationship, indirect relationship, right? See, if you see this one, this is indirect. One is increasing, the other is decreasing. The one is decreasing, the other is increasing. So there is opposite relationship, and this will never change, right? Our law of demand is based on this law, that it will not change. You cannot change it. You cannot alter it. If you do so, you will lose marks, right? So this is what law of demand says. Simple. Now we have few effects. Or we have few reasons that why it slopes downwards. Now, if I explain you the demand curve, see, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. This is your OX axis and this is your OY axis. Now, if I say that prices, like I told you, this is your quantity and these are your prices. Now, if I say that the prices of mangoes were 50, the demand was, let's say if the prices of mangoes were 50, the demand was 100. Okay. Now, the prices of mangoes has decreased from 50 to 25 and the demand has increased from 100 to 200. Okay, so this and this, right? Now if I combine these two, right, see, now when I have combined these 2 points, this is giving you point A and this is point B. Now this says that when the prices were 50, demand was 100, and when the prices have decreased, demand is 200. Means prices are decreasing, demand is increasing, and prices were increasing, demand was decreasing, right? So this is what basically our law of demand is, that whenever prices will increase, demand will always decrease. What is it saying? It is saying that prices have increased, demand has decreased. Now prices have decreased, demand has increased. Simple, right? So you can take a screenshot of it if you want to, right? So this is what law of demand is. Now we have certain factors, we have certain reasons that why law of demand is always a sloping downward curve. It is always sloping downwards, means it will always go like this. It will always go like this. Okay. So there are few factors that why it always slopes downward. First is income. income. When the income of a consumer increases, the demand will also increase. Let me read it to you. When the prices of a commodity falls, the consumer will have greater purchasing power. This usually induces him to increase his demand for a commodity. Now see, in this what is it is, there is a direct relationship that when income is increasing, your demand will also increase, and when your income is decreasing, your demand will also decrease. Okay? When your income will increase, your demand will also increase, and when your income is decreasing, your demand will also decrease. So this is what? This is the income effect, right? इसको हम बोलेंगे income effect, right? This is income effect. Second is substitution effect. I have explained you substitute goods last time. Substitution effect. Substitution effect is that if prices of tea is going up, right? People will demand for, if the prices of tea is going up, its demand will go down, right? And if the prices of tea is going down, its demand will go up. It says that when the prices of substitute goods increase, the other demand increases. Then last is diminishing marginal utility. Okay, we will take taste and preferences. Okay, taste and preferences. Taste and preferences, in this we have that no matter whatever the prices are, if you like something, you will have it at any cost, right? You will have it at any cost, no matter whatever the prices are. If you like coffee, no matter the prices of coffee is going up, you will have it. If you like tea, no matter the prices of tea is going up, you will have it. So taste and preferences is also one of the factor that whenever your taste and preferences are constant, they don't change, your demand will also not change. So these were the few factors that these were the few reasons that why demand curve does not slope upwards, why it always slopes downwards, right? It will always be a downward sloping curve, right? Now next I am going to explain you few types of one type of good I am going to explain you. There is a term which is Veblen goods. Okay, these are type of Veblen goods. See, Veblen goods means luxurious goods. Okay. Okay, these means luxurious goods, or these means better quality goods. Right? So this was a new term that I found in the book, which I thought I should convey to you. So this might come in your exam as well, in the 2 marks question that explain Veblen goods. So what are Veblen goods? Veblen goods are those goods which have a luxurious value, or which are luxurious goods, and basically they are better quality goods, right? So these were the three topics that we have done: individual and market demand curve, law of demand, and what are the reasons for downward sloping demand curve, right? I hope this was clear to you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.